When you're going through a breakup or relationship issue, you can sometimes feel as if there's a hole inside of you. Just as with this slice of bread, you can feel the pain, the emptiness, the void, the hurt, the rejection sometimes, or the anger from what you are going through. But outside, you try to keep it together. Outside, especially if you are a parent, you are trying to keep it together for your kids. If you are a manager or someone who's in charge of others, you're trying to keep it together at work, but the pain inside is still there. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Sackeria Sunshine, your breakup recovery doctor, and I can definitely identify with the pain that comes from a breakup or divorce. Now, I have experienced many things in my lifetime, but one of the most painful situations that I've been through was going through a breakup, going through a divorce, especially as a mom or a parent, and not just any parent but a high achieving parent, someone who aims for the best, someone who has high standards to live by. And sometimes this whole inside, we try to mask it, but the more we try to mask it, the bigger it sometimes get. Can I eat the bread? I don't want to throw away the bread. I'm gonna eat the bread. The bigger it sometimes gets when we try to mask it. And hey, I've tried to mask the pain when I was going through my breakup with alcohol, with drugs, with sex. It does not work. Sometimes we even try to run away from the pain that we're feeling when we're having relationship issues, and that doesn't work either. The void gets bigger, the pain is stronger. And I'm here today to share that you don't have to run away from it, you don't have to fight it, but the only way is to actually heal that pain. And I'm going to take you through 5 steps in which you can heal the pain of a breakup, especially if you are a parent. This is the ultimate guide to reclaim your joy. And I'll go through that in 5 steps. Now, let us go through the journey that we'll be taking together. First, we are going to pause to ask ourselves some questions as to where we are on our journey and our breakup journey, what we're feeling, what we're going through. Then I'll share the 5 steps with you to reclaim your joy. We'll go through 5 minutes of meditation and then we'll end off with affirmations that definitely help me on my own journey to be living the abundant, free, and happy life that I am living. It is my strong belief that, especially if you are a parent, a high achieving parent, that you deserve to live happy, healthy, and free. Not just you, but your kids deserve to live healthy, happy, and free despite the breakup or relationship issue. Now, from my own experience, and not just mine, I have spoken to, between myself and Alexander, we've spoken to over 200 individuals who were going through a breakup, and we have read many books and spoken to many individuals who are going through or have been through a breakup. And so we're going to pause, and I want to ask you, which phase are you in the breakup cycle? I'm going to break them down into 4 phases. And phase number 1, I call it, because I'm specifically speaking to parents now, staying just for the kids phase. Staying just for the kids phase. Now, this is where the breakup has started, and a lot of people don't even realize that they're going through a breakup, whether you're married or in a relationship but you have kids. It's when you say to yourself, or your partner says to you, I'm just gonna stay in this relationship for the sake of the kids, because I don't want the kids to get hurt if I go through the breakup. But you've already decided mentally or subconsciously that if you did not have kids, you'd be gone. You would not stay in the relationship. Now, look out for the next video because I want you to know that you are developing subconscious resentment towards your kids if you decide to stay in a relationship for the sake of your kids. But this is phase number one. If you have checked out of the relationship, but you're choosing to stay for the sake of the kids, you're in trouble. Okay? And I want you to keep on watching because we're going to go through those steps for you. Number two is I can't take it no more. I want to put it in simple language for you because I know the self talk that you're having. Where at one point you're staying for the kids, but at this phase, it's like, no, not even the kids will allow me to stay in this relationship. Or you think that the kids are grown enough now that they can manage it, or you're just at a point where heck no, I'm not gonna do this anymore. So that is where separation takes place. Now, separation doesn't necessarily mean that one parent has moved out of the house. It can mean that, but it also means that you might be living in the same household, but you barely communicate. You're not even putting up a facade for the kids anymore. You are sleeping, one person is sleeping on the sofa, or one person is in one bedroom, the other one is in another bedroom, or it's just, you know when you are at this phase because even your kids know that you are at this phase. They see it, they know it, you can't take it no more. And step number three, I call it the it's happening phase. It's happening phase. You know the breakup or divorce is happening. This is where papers are either filed or you're going through custody arrangements and there are battles taking place. There's emotional turmoil happening, hurricane, and all kind of things happening in the relationship. Sometimes your emotions are just swerving from one place to the next because your partner, ex or co-parent, there's so many things that's happening. You know that it's happening, and the emotions that are there, it's boiling up. And so the divorce or the breakup, it is taking place. Sometimes it gets raunchy, it's raw, it's hot, it's miserable, it's sometimes disgusting, and sometimes this can sometimes be the worst one. It's quiet, as if nothing is happening, and everybody is trying to keep it together on the outside because we're good at that, trying to keep a good public face, but deep inside, you're hurting like hell, and this is what is happening. Okay, inside, the void is there, the emptiness is there, the pain is there, it is eating you away on the inside. And the final phase is it's done. Like, okay, the papers are filed, the courts have said, okay, the divorce is finalized. Now what? Each of these phases carry with them their own pains, but they also carry with them their own opportunities to reclaim your joy. And I'm not going to come here trying to tell you that the solution is in anybody else because it's not. I'm not here to tell you that the solution is outside, whether it is in drugs or in medication or in alcohol or sex. Again, been there, done that. The real issue is within you. No, it can be easy to blame the spouse or partner or ex, whichever stage you're at, but blame, I tried it, I did it, confession, but it didn't get me anywhere, okay? It did not get me anywhere to healing and joy that I now feel and experience, and to open my heart to love again because that's an amazing part. I personally believe that we're all here as lovers. We are, and your connotation of what lovers mean might be different from mine. I just believe that we're here to coexist and to be so Even on the romantic sexual front, I believe in all the loves, the agape love, the godly love, the romantic love, the friendship love. I believe that ultimately we will all experience all these levels of love, and trying to run away from it will not help. So, this is what I'm going to go through with you today. Those 5 steps or 5 actions or shifts that you need to make in order to reclaim your joy so that you and your kids can live healthy, happy, and free despite a breakup or relationship problem. Step number 1 is to be courageous. Be courageous. Now, what do I mean by being courageous? Now, for myself, with my own experience, it required courage for me to step away from people, step away from friendships, step away from just my normal way of living, and admit to myself that something was going on and it was in me and I didn't feel good and I needed help. Sometimes it requires courage to step away even from your own family member and the stories that you've been told, and to find your own stories, to find your own belief system. Sometimes the courage is needed to pause. Pause from sending that text message that you're going to use to cuss out your partner, or co parent or ex. Pause from responding to your kids with certain language without even thinking that's causing them emotional damage. Pause to find out who you are, to look back at some of the traumas and the things that you've been through as a kid that you've never talked about. Pause to look at the secrets that you've been keeping within that has been eating you from the inside and causing trauma, breakup, divorce, hurt, and pain in your life. It requires courage to do that. And can I say that this courage is rewarding when you develop and just decide, you know what? I don't know what I don't know. So I've been living a certain way, I've been thinking a certain way, but maybe there is another way out there. Maybe I can stop and ask or seek for the help that I desire in order to get, to receive, and give the love that I'm deserving of. So that's where courage comes in. And I want to just say to you that you can confront inner darkness with courage. You can break free from limiting beliefs with courage. You can let go of some people in your life with courage. And with courage, you can model resilience for your kids. Let's move on to step number 2, and that is to appreciate your strengths. No, we both know that when we're going through a breakup or having relationship issues, there are some things that are said, whether you say it to your partner or your partner says it to you. But there's a lot of negative talk that comes up. There's a lot of belittling. There's a lot of shaming. There's a lot of anger that comes up during the process. And if you are not careful, which if we're going through a breakup or relationship issue, yeah, we're not careful. Those can seep into our system, can seep into our energies, and we start belittling ourselves. We start talking down to ourselves. We start doubting ourselves. And then the confidence that we once had can then disappear. And we show up again as shallow individuals and not having the strength, or think that we don't have the strength to move on, to heal. But I want to encourage you that the next step that you can take in this process, and it's very important that you take this step, is to appreciate your strength. Because if you succumb to negative thoughts about yourself, it can inadvertently cast a shadow on your kids' emotional well being. And believe me, this one I experienced myself. After a while going through my breakup, I went into depression, like serious depression, was gaining weight and stuff like that. And guess what happened to my son? He was 8 years old at that time. He's now 11. He too started going into depression. He did not at one point want to live. No, as a parent, if you see your child, because the kids think that they're the problem, they're the cause of the marital issue or relationship problem or breakup. It's a part of how they don't understand it, and they blame themselves for what you are going through or your partner is going through, and they can get caught up in this battle. And I mean, going through my own pain was one thing, but when I looked at my son and saw the pain that he was going through and the devastation that he was experiencing, that's when I put my foot down and I'm like, girl, you bumble clap. Like, I could sound Jamaican, but whatever. I was like, what the heck? You need to get yourself together. You need to fix, you need to work on you, because I can send my son to counseling as much as possible, but the counselor is only there with him for like 30 minutes, an hour, probably per week. He is coming home to me at that point for how many hours? And he sees and models what his mom, if you're a dad is doing. So while you can get help for your kids, and if they're in a stage where they're going through trouble at school, emotional turmoil, depression, of course, get help for them. But the best way you can help your kid is seek help for yourself. Stop blaming yourself, stop going through all of those negative thoughts and decide to go to the root cause of why is this happening? Why is this in my movie? Why is this in my life? And start asking yourself some questions. I remember doing Peter Sage's self master course, and he used this quote, it never ever left me. And it says, the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions that you ask yourself. Instead of asking the victimization question or making the victimization statements, why not start saying, how am I going to become better because of this? How am I going to improve my life? What is this trying to teach me? Maybe I've been carrying on some guilt that I need to let go of. You know the answers to the deep questions that your soul is seeking to arise in you so that you can live a transformed, happy, renewed, free life you've been going on for far too long. Settling for less than what you deserve, settling for a life that is not the real life that you want to live. And this breakup is actually medicine. This relationship issue that you're going through is the medicine. Alex said the other day, and I like this, I actually love it. He said that the sickness that we go through is the medicine for our lives, and it brought a little change in perspective, because when you are going through a sickness, whether or painful situations, it is there saying to us, in this you can find deep healing, not the surface level. The surface level stuff is a symptom, but in the pain comes deep healing. And you can heal during this time. You can regain your strength. You can realize that you don't have to settle anymore for less than. You can realize that you are enough and you deserve the best things that life has to offer. Not just you, but if it is, there's one thing you can do for your kids. I thought in the past is to leave them a legacy in terms of money. But once I started working on myself, I realized the best legacy I can leave my son is a belief in myself. Because when I believe in myself and have confidence in who I am, when I work on myself and work on the secrets that I used to keep within and the hole that I had in my life, when I worked on that and became whole and started feeling whole, I could be authentic. I could come and show up as I am without shame, blame, and guilt, without needing and seeking the approval of others. Then my son was looking on and he became resilient. He became happy. He became this person and the foundation for his life ahead. When I'm no longer here, when money run out or he can get other money, the thing that I gave him by working on myself was a strong belief in who he is, knowing that he can overcome any challenges, knowing that he can approach the future with hope, with faith, and determination. I'm very passionate about that. So, that being said, let's move on to step three, which is use the secret weapon. Use the secret weapon. And I call this, Alexander and myself, when we're doing our breakup recovery and talking to people and just wanting to um, be on a path of holistic healing, we came up with this framework. It's the feel good framework. And it's something that when you experience it once, it's yours forever. Now, I am an avid reader, so I've read things like Neville Goddard, Feeling is the Secret, and various different books. And I never quite understood it because, as a high intellectual individual, emotional intelligence was not my best suit. Feeling things was not my best suit. If I felt pain, I would try to cover it up. I would try to hide it. I would try to run away from it. But I did not like feeling uncomfortable or feeling the muckiness of emotion. So, high achievers normally are very low on emotional intelligence. However, for true transformation to take place, and for our souls to shine forth and for us to live a life that is not um, filled with doubt, but really us walking by faith. And I'm not just talking about Bible because a lot of people think that, okay, but it's a big part of it. Just believing in something outside of yourself, believing in something outside of what you can see or touch is what I'm talking about. Whether that be a dream or God or the divine or other people, it requires for us to be in touch with our feelings, for us to go beyond our conscious intellectual level and be in touch with the subconscious or paradigms and belief systems that we have learned that we're not even aware of. The feeling, Abraham Hicks from Esther Hicks series talk about our feelings being our emotional guidance system. So this acronym is to help us to feel. And it's four steps: freedom from fears, empowering authenticity, embracing changes, and living a life of love. When you take these steps in terms of going through identifying what it is that you fear, because the breakup is happening for a reason, the divorce is happening for a reason, the relationship issue is happening for a reason, and behind every issue is our fears. What are you trying to run away from? What are you fearful of? Identifying that, then going through the process to what the Bible says is that perfect love casts out all fear. So instead of living a fear filled life, live a love filled life. That's what step three does when you utilize or feel good framework. Now, step number four is to step into your abundance. And abundance means that you can have it all. As a parent, sometimes we feel that we can have the money, but we have to sacrifice our joy, sacrifice our peace, or sacrifice our health. But abundance for me means that it's unconditional love. It's living a healthy life. It's abundant joy. It's having money too. And it's also having peace of mind and balancing all of those. Now, we all know that it is important to have all of these things, but few of us as parents use the concept of abundance to heal for our kids' well being. And if you do not step into your abundance, what happens is that we end up feeling like a failure. We end up settling. And as much as we tell our kids, don't settle, they see that we're settling. They see that we're miserable. They see that we're in pain. And so we're hypocrites. Sometimes, let's be honest, we're the biggest hypocrites to our kids. We say to them, do what I say, but don't do what I do. And as vibrational beings, as energy beings, guess what? Our kids know when we are bullshitting them. People know when we're bullshitting them. Okay? So let's just pause and decide for ourselves what abundance means and to really not just speak about it, but to decide to work on ourselves so that we can be it, we can attract it, we can live it, we can model it for our kids. And step number 5 is to invest in yourself. No, when I was going through my breakup or divorce, I've made some really serious investment because as someone who loves education, I never learned about myself and this deep part of me doing a bachelor's, master's, PhD, and various certifications that I've done. There was this aspect of life that nobody taught me. And so when I was at this stage of seeking to understand why, bless you, bless the world, why the pain inside of me, I was trying to hold it in and I screwed it came out real bad. Yeah, why the pain inside was just so bad, why I was hurting so much, and there's nothing there's nothing in my dissertations and degrees and all of that that prepared me not just for the hurt that I was feeling, but for what I saw my son going through. And so I decided to invest in myself, to invest in talking to people who had the expertise, who's been through it. I did counseling, I did therapy, but I found that the real transformation started taking place when I was invested in coaches. It was not just about talking about the past, but helping me to understand myself and diving into spirituality. Now I've been to church, but I still wasn't prepared to deal with the breakup. Actually, I felt at that point that I resented church. I even disassociated with the word God from my vocabulary because for some reason I had associated God with church. And then when I was going through my breakup, I felt abandoned. I felt chastised. I felt looked up, down on. I just felt so segregated from religion and religious systems that I couldn't say the word God because I didn't know who God was. I thought God was the church. Subconsciously, those were some of the things. So, but it's important to invest in yourself. And over the years, I've invested heavily in myself and in learning about who I am and into reaching this place where I can now say God and know who God is for myself because I've experienced God. I can I will say certain things and even online people will come at me and say, don't say that because religious people, blah blah blah. But no, I don't let that trouble me anymore because when you start to have an experience with divine, when you start to really go within and realize the love and light, you don't even condemn people for what they believe. You love them all the same, but it gives you this level of confidence and assurance. It gives you this peace of mind. It gives you this energy of healing and restoration that money cannot even buy. The value that you get from working on yourself is true inheritance that you not only get to live a better life now, but that you can pass on to others. Your relationships change, not just with yourself, with your kids, but even the people that you walk by on the street, even the cashier at the grocery store, even the homeless. Your relationship with others change when you decide to truly invest in yourself. So, that being said, I'm extending an invitation to you to go through these 5 steps to win in this game of life, in going through breakups and relationship issues. Be courageous. Appreciate your strengths and use what I call the X factor, which is a feel good framework. Step into your abundance and invest in yourself. And so now that I've looked at these 5 things, you now have a choice. You don't have to be sad and miserable and lonely for the rest of your life. You don't have to be depressed and going through seeing your kids being destroyed by relationship issues, co parenting problems, or an ex. You can decide to feel good. You can decide to transform your life. You can decide to be the new you. And so I invite you that if you feel called to allow me to guide you on this journey towards yourself, to knowing yourself, then go check out breakuprecoveryforparents.com where you can apply to work with me. And I only accept a limited number of individuals on a periodic basis. So go there, check it out, and do apply as your heart so desires. Now, I like to go into a short gratitude meditation
For
so
gratitude,
that you can really get a moment to pause and be with self.
sit in a
Yes.
comfortable position, relaxing your muscles. Breathe in deeply through your nose and sit up straight. Slowly breathe out and relax your shoulders. Bring awareness to your breath as you inhale and exhale. With each breath, feel gratitude rising in you for that breath. Every breath is precious and valuable. You are alive, which is a wonder. Feel that wonder and gratefulness as you breathe in and out. Now bring awareness to your heartbeat. Notice its quiet rhythm. Feel gratefulness for each breath. Your heart is truly miraculous, pulsing with life. Sit for a few moments in appreciation of your heart. Now give attention to your body. Your body truly is a wondrous thing. Feel the shape of your body with all its contours, fingers, toes, eyes, ears, skin. Truly a wonder of nature. Lungs breathing, heart beating, a body that can move and feel and do incredible things. A mind that is aware. Let your very existence cause gratitude to swell within you. Grateful for breath. Grateful for heartbeats. Love for your wonderful body. When you feel yourself drifting from gratitude, come back. Back to the wonder of breath. The marvel of your heart. The magic of your body. You are here, present at this moment. And that's a wonderful thing. Spend a few moments feeling the gratitude, enjoying its positivity. When you are ready, bring your attention back to your surroundings and arise.
All right, so let's go into our affirmations to wrap things up. And again, you don't even have to know or believe these affirmations for them to work for you. Just repeat them with faith and allow the divine to do the rest. God is love. Love is eternal. I am that I am. Thank you for being you. We are one. All is perfect, whole, and complete. Complete with unconditional love, endless joy, abundant wealth, perfect health, and infinite peace. Life is good, and it keeps getting better, better, and better. It is so wonderful. All right, so go ahead and check out the Breakup Recovery for Parents.com, especially if you're a high achieving parent going through a breakup or divorce or relationship issues. I am here to be your trusted guide so that you can return to self and return to the love and light within. Just remember, no matter what you have done or have not done, you are worthy of unconditional love. Love and light to you as I tune out here. Dr. Sackeria, I don't know my name. Dr.
Yeah,
Sackeria
yeah,
Sunshine
me
here,
too.
the Breakup Recovery Doctor. Love you loads. Take care now.